Hello, I'm Tom Chapman. My wife Jo and I have been part of the Crosswinds family for about 7 years, I think. Our passion lies with Kairos Prison Ministry. We've been involved with Kairos Prison Ministry for over 30 years. We started in 1975 in Florida. Now it's spread to 360 prisons in the United States and 11 foreign countries. But for the last 10, 11 years, I've been training for Kairos Torch, which is the youth part of the ministry. And it works with youthful offenders from the ages of 11 to 25. We are doing a 2.5-day retreat inside CHAD Youth Correctional Facility in Stockton. Our mentors and other people are going to help us. We'll go into the institution, spend 2.5 days in there. We have music, we have talks, we have food. Boy, do they love the food. And we have the opportunity to open the hearts of the young men that we're going to be meeting with. Because after that, we begin a mentoring series that will go from 6 months to a year or perhaps until release. And that is the heart of the Torch ministry that I'm really excited about. I hope to see pretty incredible, well, I can't call them anything other than miracles there. We've seen some incredible changes over the years with young men and women who have been through the Torch program. One of the young men that was mentored in Florida was matched with Larry, one of our mentors. This young man had never had his family with him. His mother had only seen him once in the last 7 years that he had been incarcerated. Larry was able to find him a family outside of the area where he was arrested who basically was going to adopt him when he was released. And Larry told me, he said, with tears in his eyes, and I think about it too, the young man told Larry, "You're the best friend I've ever had." Another young man I'd like to tell you about is Rob. My wife actually was his guide during a Torch weekend. Rob walked in with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, came up to my wife when she was introduced to him as his guide for the weekend, and said, "Okay, what do I have to do? What are you going to make me do so I can stay on this weekend?" And basically she knew he was asking about the food. So Jo worked with him all weekend long. Several times during the weekend, she relayed to me that Rob asked her the same question. And she said, "Rob, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to participate in anything if you don't want to." He didn't quite believe her until we got to the forgiveness service. We hold a forgiveness service at the end where we ask the young men or women, depending on what institution we're in, to give up a mask that they've been wearing most of their life. He gave up his mask, and at the end of that, he began to cry. He came over and told my wife later, he said, "Wow, I needed to do that for years. I have held that inside." So you see, we can have a pretty dramatic impact on young people who are in trouble. I think that is the thing that draws me to Torch. You know, it's interesting that we have a series that we're in right now about being not just a fan, but a follower. And I really take the scripture to heart. Matthew 25:36, it says, "I was in prison and you visited me." To me, that's a call. That says, follow me into prison. And that's what Kairos Torch is doing.